it's too far up. Whenever I get this to work, I kind of stare into it, much like the characters staring into the light in this film.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like it's been forever ago since I saw Countdown. I was at 4 movies today. So, as I end my 14-hour shift of going to see movies today.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I feel like my sinus infection has gotten so much worse within the past, 3 hours. I'm pretty sure I have a sinus infection, but I don't know.
I've been at the movie theater so long before that I ended up getting fever halfway through the day. Do you remember that? Remember when I was in bed for 2 days with a fever and delirious and shit?
After the con at New Orleans?
It was a week after that, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I remember
that. I started feeling it, I think, when I was halfway through The Commuter, the Liam Neeson movie. How long have I been here? I feel terrible now. I'm running 102-degree fever.
When you work at a con and you work with kids, that's just you're asking to have a sinus infection or a flu or something.
Not me. I've developed an immunity.
Yeah, you never wash your hands, so
exactly. I built up an immunity.
I wash my hands all the time.
I'm never sick except for that time a couple of years ago. So we just got out of the latest Robert Eggers movie, The Lighthouse, which if you don't know him by name, he's the same guy who did The Witch. And I'll throw this out there, better than the Alaskan Great Race.
Yeah,
or the Great Alaskan Race, whatever
it was. I had to sit through that just to see this movie.
It wasn't the other way around.
I wish it was, but... Maybe
so you like the dog movie better?
No, I wish, because right after work I wanted to see The Lighthouse, and I was I don't want to sit through this Alaskan dog, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But, I was really looking forward to seeing this movie, and I'm so tired right now. It's it is literally midnight right now.
Yeah, it's one of the times where midnight screenings is an accurate title.
So I'm God, I wish I was more, awake and not feeling so sick right now to actually go into the themes of this movie.
Well, we are so tired right now that really we could probably just down a whole thing of vodka or something and start singing sea shanties with each other. Yeah. That'll be our review for the film. It'll be a musical review of the movie. We just get drunk and get arm in arm, spin around everything, and then eventually I'll start chasing you with an axe. This is Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I think this is taking place somewhere around 1890, somewhere around there, late 19th century. Late 19th century, and there are these two lighthouse keepers who are on this shift for 4 weeks maintaining this lighthouse with each other, and right off the bat with how the movie is filmed, you can see that this is going to be a movie that is about very, very, very deep isolation from how it's framed in about 4:3 through the whole movie. So already you are feeling just this really awkward, tight space in watching the film, and just very cramped. And it leaves you feeling uneasy as you're watching it. It's sort of trying to put you kind of in the mind frame of these people in this film, where you are in this very limited, isolated space with this kind of narrow view of things.
And with the score, too. Because there's a haunting, horn.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, it's
it's kind of like a ship. Yeah,
I guess
mixed in with a storm.
Is that from The Lighthouse, or is that from I don't know what it's from, but it does it's like Lloyd.
Yeah, they're just listening to Lloyd out there at sea.
It's just this haunting every so often it does that, and it would make me go mad.
Yeah, it's cramped. It really kind of puts you in the mind of these people in this movie, where it's all cramped. You're hearing these noises, these voices. It's a mixture of quiet and not. It's not quiet, but it's unsettling. It's there's no one else around for God knows how many miles, and they're just stuck. And plus, the way that the movie is shot in this very gritty, grainy black and white that's very bleak.
Yeah, that was a good choice to do it in black and white.
So you're just with these two guys through the movie as they're doing this job on the island, with Willem Dafoe obviously being the older one, who knows the rules of what to do on this island and how people have gone mad in the past, and superstitions as well of not killing like seabirds and things like that.
I think he owns like that. Not owns it, but I think he's always the one that's there, though, isn't he? Because he said, like, the last person that was here went mad or something.
Right. Yeah, and Pattinson is there, like, a young guy thinking this is going to be a very...
Just like,
this
whatever.
4 weeks. Like, it's 4 weeks, but even before this 4 weeks end, you kind of see him going a little more mad throughout it, but at the same time...
Dafoe or...
Robert Pattinson. Willem Dafoe as well, so, like, early it's kind of looking at, like, a race on who's gonna go more insane first, because Pattinson's starting to. Willem Dafoe is just always crazy.
Yeah, well, Willem Dafoe is being Willem Dafoe. Yeah, like it's like Willem Dafoe as a sailor, like old time sailor. Like it's very similar to The Witch, where like they are speaking in like old English and stuff, but like he's speaking in like old sailor talk, like
nautical speak.
Yeah.
The direct. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's basically it. It was just like, ye old, like, sailor, we don't do that.
Exactly.
Something like
exactly like that.
So, like, yeah, that might be...
Ye old sailor, arg. The sea is ice, says I.
Yeah, well, it is kind of like that, you know, if you're gonna, like...
Not quite the accent I'm using right now.
Not like that, but, like, you know...
Next!
It might be kind of hard to understand, like, what they're saying. The witches, like, you're like... and you might need subtitles, but I'm someone that likes subtitles during movies.
I do not.
I love subtitles.
No, when it's a foreign language film, then I do, of course. No, he's very, he wants it to be very authentic, clearly, with the accents in his films, from the old-timey English in The Witch.
Yeah.
And which he does it really well in both movies, because in The Witch, there's a lot of it that's very hard to understand, but he's a good enough storyteller and director that I'm getting the gist of what's going on.
I feel like it translates well.
Yeah, and with this, with more so Willem Dafoe's speak, there's parts where you can't quite make out what he's saying, because he's speaking in this very thick nautical terms and language. Mm-hmm. But again, it's such a well-directed movie, and the actors are on point with how they're doing this, whether physically or their tone, that it's still easy to get the gist of
you can tell if it's something
saying.
You can tell if it's something that's threatening or like uneasy, or if it's something that's friendly. No,
absolutely.
It's go ahead.
No. It reminded me a little of The Shining.
The isolation part.
Both movies about people who are secluded away over time, growing more mad. There's a chase with an axe in both of them. And I don't mean that as in like, this is just The Shining. Like, I don't mean that, because it's not. But both of them deal in themes of people who start out fine-ish, sort of. But
there's also sexual themes, too.
Yeah, but as the movie goes along, driven crazier by this, like, because even by the end of this 4 weeks, like, he's already kind of starting to lose it a little bit.
I like that. Oh, sorry.
Then something happens halfway through where they're stuck there for a very, very, very long, more extended period of time, and after that, it is just batshit insanity.
He doesn't even know really how long he's been there.
Yeah.
Because
like he's in purgatory.
It is. I was thinking like maybe the twist would be like that.
I was glad it wasn't. I was like, don't do that, movie, please.
I won't go into the ending. But because I'm too tired to even think about what that means, the ending. Mm. But I like how it goes into the whole, mermaid, siren, like, how men are always alone at sea. It could become a little homoerotic sometimes.
Yeah. Prison rules.
Well, it's like, men are, if they're isolated for that long, and Yeah, they'll fuck anything. He even says, like, I'll fuck a fucking steak right now. Like,
I want a steak. I'm gonna fuck a steak. Yeah, you're on an island for like 7 months or something like that. You're gonna be like, I want to fuck that tree.
You know what? Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, it might be a little sexist if I say like, yeah, men are like that. But I guess women can be like that too. But it's like.
Not typically when I go visit an island, I end up having sex with a rock or a tree or something.
Well, it's just like I could go 7 months. I mean, like I wouldn't want to, but I could. But I wouldn't like end up fucking something like that's an inanimate object. Like I could do that, but I mean I won't.
Is anyone using this petrified dog turd?
Well, you know, that's why there's like the sirens, like the mermaids and stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. I might be like really hated for saying that right now, but
you're fine. If you're like the characters in this film, you're secluded on an island, yeah, you're probably gonna hump something. Especially back then, when really just like the little statue he has is kind of the point.
Well, I was saying like men and women. I was trying to, whatever.
You're fine, honey. My gosh. Oh my gosh, that's the most controversial thing ever said on here. It's the most controversial thing since I opened a video by saying hello. You're fine.
What? Well, I want to say I love this movie. I think this might be my favorite movie of this year.
I really dug the hell out of this film.
This movie's great.
It is, yeah. It's great watching because it's really just those two in this movie. It is a two-man show. And going into it already pretty tired because I've been here a while. This is the fourth movie that I saw today. I was pretty tired going into this, and it doesn't help much that it's like recliner leather seats and things like that. So I ended up getting like a popcorn because I'm like, all right, this is like kind of keep my hands busy or something. And I already masturbated earlier.
You did?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. I went to the bathroom in between Countdown and Black and Blue.
I don't know. You went to the bath. Like, when I was getting ready for work, you took a bath and you could have done something. I don't know.
No, that's just when I sit in the tub and punch my balls for a half hour. It's when I come to the theater that I release. Especially because one of the movies was called Black and Blue.
Oh my god.
So, what the hell was I saying? Oh, no, I'm being tired going into this movie. I was instantly hooked on this. I was entertained.
Totally,
if anything, just to watch these two guys play off of each other, act crazy with each other.
Robert Pattinson's becoming like a really, in my opinion, like I respect the hell out of him as an actor. Like I've always had, I have like before. I'm just saying, like after this movie, I'm like he's a fucking great actor. He is.
I mean, he last year or the year before, I can't remember, but like Good Time was one of my favorite movies that year. Yeah, he's one of those guys now where I'm like, I see him in something like it's probably gonna be pretty decent. But it was a good trip, man. Like, it really was, especially when you get into the last half hour of this movie where it's just a sequence of just the inside of this guy's head going insane.
Yeah,
like, crazy.
I'm gonna have to look at, since I'm so tired, I'm gonna have to look at some theories or something and see what people are saying because I'm too tired right now to like actually come up with my own theories.
I know what it is. You know what this movie is. You remember the Simpsons episode where it was the film festival? This would be like if this would be
the parties.
No. This would be like the sea captain's entry into the Springfield
Film
Festival.
No, he's not that deep.
Oh, you don't know.
He might be. If it was like Barney's movie mixed with like the sea captain, and like it was like an art film mixed with some sea stuff. This movie, I dug the hell out of this movie. I loved this movie. I would highly recommend it.
I do too. It was an experience, man.
It was an experience.
You see it for the what they do with the cinematography in it, and
it makes you feel easy.
This is like old school, like 60s, early 70s,
That's
like Polanski, type horror.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like this is like those slow burn movies. Like I said that about Hereditary, but I'm like, this is one that I'm like, yeah, this is totally like an old school horror movie.
Oh, this is like...
I mean, not just because it's black and white, but it's like...
No, but just like the pacing of it,
Yeah.
the chances that they're taking with it, with the storytelling, just letting these actors do their thing on screen, with their visual, how bleak the movie looks visually,
Yeah.
how they're showing the rain, the water, and everything. Like again, like I said, like this is old school, like haunting mid late 60s Roman Polanski type horror. Like I dug it. Like I really dug the hell out of this movie. I had a great time watching this. Like I didn't know where this movie was going. I didn't know where it was going to end up.
Willem Dafoe, I loved him in this.
Yeah.
There's certain parts in this movie where he's just being Willem Dafoe, and he doesn't care about how crazy he looks. He just does it, and it's just amazing. I love that.
He just is. Oh man.
Oh, man.
He just is a sea captain in real life.
He's a great casting for that, yeah.
Yeah, he is. No, I recommend this. Like, I mean, you gotta look, certainly. Like, I don't know if this is playing in Springfield or not. There's a bigger chance of this playing in Springfield than that dog movie we saw earlier. But, you know, yeah, there's, like, you're gonna have, like, crappy horror out there, like something like Countdown. Sure. But there is great stuff like this out there. Really like human horror, like people like just stuck in a situation with each other and doing horrible shit to each other.
Right.
Like stuff that can really get to you like visually and through the acting and through the pacing and the storytelling. And that's what this movie does. Like it's a ride. It is. And I dug it. Like I really dug it. Like it is one of the better films I've seen this year.
Do you think Martin Scorsese likes this movie over Marvel movies?
I mean, this was a good Aquaman origin story.
I'm kidding. I don't want to... Yeah.
Were you, 15 minutes into this movie, sitting there going like, yeah, maybe Scorsese and Coppola are right. There you go, honey. Now people will yell at me now. I'm kidding.
I have my own opinions.
Oh, don't come to this show for opinions.
I won't go into it.
No, I love all kinds of movies that are out there. Of course, I go see everything. I review everything. Like, something that's out there that's very incredibly mainstream can still, of course, be very good. And
Sorry,
still,
I didn't mean to start a conversation.
Like, no, what I mean is, like, could of course say something, could of course speak to people, and they resonate with it really well. But I look forward to stuff like this. Just
I
finding
love
stuff
these
new
kind
like
of things.
this.
It's just like a gem. Like you just...
Yeah. I had a fun time at that movie Black and Blue earlier. I thought it was an entertaining thriller. Like, not especially deep, really, but just like just an entertaining, like, thriller, nice chase movie. But I love stumbling upon, like, crazy shit like this.
I just love these kind of movies.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite kind of movies. I don't like those, like, popcorn. I mean, I do like some okay, that's not what I meant. I meant, like, stuff that's just manufactured sometimes.
Well, yeah, it's something that's out there thrown together, like, very
like,
cynically.
Yeah, like,
not with really
Illumination
much
or
passion,
something.
Sure,
you know,
like a Grinch movie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I just love these kind of movies. It's just like, there's passion in it, the acting's great, and it takes chances and risks and stuff. And I'm sure I'm going to be hated, and people are going to think I hate Marvel movies, but...
You're literally on camera recommending a couple of them.
Wait, no, I didn't. Marvel movies?
Oh, you did. You saw Spider-Man with me, but you didn't review it. Me and Dave
I said it was
reviewed
fine.
that. Yeah. Though you are on camera on record saying that Gotti was better than Endgame.
Don't say that. Oh my god, I didn't say it was better. I just said I'd rather watch Gotti.
Some days I would also rather watch Gotti. Excuse me. Endgame does not have Duran Duran on the soundtrack, so thereby Gotti wins.
Oh my god, people are gonna hate me. I'm just delirious. I have a head cold and No, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna shut my mouth now.
No, I want this is the type of thing we used to do when we were doing this live, like in our old like apartment. We had like the chat there, and we would just name off different things for you to say you liked better than Endgame, like Battlefield Earth.
I don't hate Endgame. I'm not saying Endgame was a bad movie. It's just I'm not the audience for those kind of movies. I'm not. Oh, stop! You're putting me on the spot. No, everyone's gonna hate me.
Oh.
I'm sure a lot of people already hate me. But...
No, they don't.
Oh, I'm sure. It's okay. People can hate me.
They might be like, if she says they hate me one more time, I can't take any more shots. She's already said it 10 times. I'm drunk. Now I'm doing sea shanties.
I'm insecure.
I'm watching this on a laptop at a lighthouse. Go see this movie, like, seriously.
Okay, let's stop talking about me.
Support this movie. Enough about you. I'm talking about Lighthouses.
You might have to cut all that stuff out and just cut this.
Oh no, I'm keeping that in.
No,
that's staying. That's staying, honey. In fact, I'm gonna just leave that in and cut out the review part of it.
No, please cut it out. I don't
No, honey, I can't do that. It'll look really obvious. There'll be like a because there's not camera angles here really that switch it up. So like there'll just be like a cut. So then they'll just think you said something really racist, and I had to cut it out.
I'm not racist.
But
okay, it's almost 1:00 in the morning. Let's cut this review. Let's go.
Wait, I got a list of other stuff. Like, it's my book right here. Ways to fuck with Laura. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh.
We'll stop. So you recommend this movie?
Oh, I do. I highly do. Yeah, totally. I think this is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Mm-hmm. Another reason I think we should keep going to do like the theme for the movie. It's just the two of us on here. I can crop the image, make this black and white, and we just see which one of us goes insane first. How long will it take before I start masturbating?
You get more irritated with me than I do with you, I think. Because I always ask you to do me favors.
I told you, I can't just go beat up random people. Those days are behind me, my loan shark days.
Brad.
Brad. That is my sound of the ocean from this movie.
Okay, no one cares about our relationship. Let's go home.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'll go ahead and start the car. We'll drive home, but I'll go ahead and keep it recorded.
No!
We'll just film our drive home. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
No, cut out all that stuff, please.
All right, everyone. Take care. See you later.